Have you ever wondered what it's like to own such an immeasurable fortune that even an entire lifetime wouldn't be enough to spend it all? Imagine being able to buy a stunning yacht just because you liked it, and then drop billions on a painting to hang on board that floating palace. But for Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who commands actual trillions, such fantasies have long since become reality. His everyday life is radically different from what most people are used to. While many worry about paying their utility bills, the prince simply chooses in which of his many luxurious mansions he will spend the night. This is the luxurious life of the Prince of Saudi Arabia. Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia lives a life full of dazzling wealth and absolute extravagance, being one of the brightest representatives of the royal family. When we speak about his love of luxury, we mean something so grandiose that even the legendary Taj Mahal seems like a modest backdrop. The residence of the Crown Prince is not just a majestic palace, it is a building beside which Versailles itself would look like an old boarding house. When, in the year 2014, the prince decided that life on land was too mundane, he bought a yacht. But not an ordinary one, rather a mega marvel of a vessel called Pegasus. This luxurious boat was more like a floating royal residence. Its interior sparkled and shimmered like a golden fantasy come to life. Every chair could have replaced a throne, and the tabletop shone brighter than the midday sun. The plush carpets were so thick that you could literally lose your shoes in them, and the enormous chandeliers glittered in such a way that any Swarovski crystal would pale in comparison. The cabins were comparable only to royal chambers, and the bathrooms could pass for sizable city apartments in terms of square footage. Just one look at the beds was enough to make you feel pleasantly drowsy. The legendary list of amenities on Pegasus included a spa salon, where oils enriched with 24-karat gold were used, a high-tech gym comparable in equipment to Olympic training centers, a chic movie theater, and spacious dining areas that seemed made for kings or an entire army of invited guests. The price of the yacht, approaching $200 million, was nothing out of the ordinary for the prince. The annual maintenance of Pegasus also ran into the millions in order to keep its shine and perfection at the proper level. Already in the year 2015, not satisfied with owning a single vessel, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bought a second yacht named Serene. It had previously belonged to well-known vodka magnate Yuri Shefler, and after Pegasus, this new acquisition looked like a true giant. Serene, over 130 meters in length, was so luxurious that it eclipsed the entire French Riviera, accommodating more than 24 guests in cabins, each of which could compete with the staterooms of Buckingham Palace. The interior space of Serene resembled an independent floating kingdom. It included a spa salon where even a short stay restored youth and freshness, an ultra-modern gym, and a gigantic cinema screen that, as people joked, could be seen from space. There was also a private submarine for diving into the depths of the ocean. Several decks of Serene rivaled a first-class resort in terms of comfort. The pools were comparable to small lakes, the jacuzzis produced bubbles that seemed ready to form compliments to the guests, and the scenic dining areas opened up jaw-dropping views. According to some estimates, Serene cost the prince around $550 million, enough to buy a decent-sized island or embark on a space project. But for the crown prince, such a purchase became just another whimsical toy. However, Prince Mohammed bin Salman attracted global attention not only with the sea voyages, but also with high-profile deals in the world of art. In the year 2017, he became the owner of Leonardo da Vinci's painting Salvator Mundi for a mind-blowing $450 million. The painting depicts Jesus Christ as the savior of the world, and this work is considered one of the most expensive in the history of the art market. The buyer's name was kept secret for a long time, but it later came to light that the Prince bin Salman had secretly acquired it, using Russian billionaire Dmitry Rybolovlev, a lover of all things exclusive, as an intermediary. The situation was further inflamed by the fact that the ruling family of Qatar, an obvious rival of the Saudis, was also trying to purchase this masterpiece. There are many theories about who actually created Salvator Mundi and where this artwork is currently kept. According to some rumors, the painting might be located on one of the prince's yachts, where it can be admired in a calm, private setting. All these stories add additional mystique to the legend of the crown prince, who buys the rarest treasures in the world to fill his life with unprecedented luxury. As if all this were not enough, in an event that stirred many, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bought a chateau called Louis XIV for an astonishing $320 million, surprising the high-end real estate market. This estate is located in the French town of Louvain, intoxicating every visitor with its 17th century splendor, while being fully stuffed with the most modern technological solutions. The Chateau Louis XIV rises on a territory of more than 50,000 acres and becomes a true embodiment of royal style and unrestrained extravagance.
Nearby sits historic Versailles, which lends the situation even more symbolism. The new chateau was built in the spirit of the era of the Sun King, yet it is equipped with the latest technology available only to someone who possesses trillions. The palace's area reaches endless proportions, and everything one can possibly imagine has been installed there. There is a wine cellar holding around 3,000 bottles, a private movie theater, and not one, but two spacious ballrooms. Luxury is present at every step. The doors and fittings gleam with gold plating, and deep inside the building there is an indoor pool where streams of water fall from the ceiling, creating an almost fantastical scene. But the most dizzying feature of the chateau is an underwater meditation room. Yes, you heard that right, an underwater space surrounded by koi and sturgeon swimming in the moat, ideal for solitary contemplation and tranquility. Above it towers a statue of Louis XIV carved from Carrara marble, as if guarding this quiet underwater hall, and the entire complex resembles the architectural heritage of a great epoch. The surrounding grounds are also capable of delighting anyone. An expansive park stretching for more than a kilometer is decorated with gilded sculptures and designed in a style that evokes memories of Versailles. All this magnificence is controlled by high-tech systems that allow you to regulate the lighting and the fountain's operation with a single tap on a smartphone. Such a combination of historical decor, ultra-modern technology, and unflappable humor, who else would think of installing golden-trimmed doors and an underwater meditation room, reflects the full depth of the prince's taste and capabilities. The crown prince's desire to surround himself with the most valuable objects in the world is not limited to this famous chateau. Mohammed bin Salman owns a whole series of luxurious palaces and mansions, where every square centimeter is permeated with a regal atmosphere. The Al Amara Palace impresses with its vast scale and Italian marble decor, and its ceilings and walls are decorated with intricate carvings, as if carried out by the best craftsmen of antiquity. The furniture is not only comfortable, it is a work of design art perfectly befitting a royal family. Another of the prince's estates, the Jura Palace, is in no way inferior in refinement. Everything there is imbued with an aristocratic atmosphere, and the interior design was developed specifically to impress guests with the most sophisticated tastes. Even everyday details, such as tissue holders for example, are made of gold, which only underscores the lifestyle in which there are no small things, and every element shines. Prince Salman's real estate holdings extend far beyond Saudi Arabia. For instance, in New York, he owns a luxurious apartment in the building 432 Park Avenue, one of the tallest residential towers in the entire world. This penthouse serves more as a symbol of the prince's unquestionable influence than just a place to live. In addition, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia owns a 5% stake in Uber, although the Crown Prince himself is unlikely to use their services anytime soon. His car fleet and personal air fleet evoke no less admiration. The collection of luxury cars and private jets underscores the Crown Prince's passion for exceptional means of transportation, where speed, elegance, and truly royal scale are combined. The heart of his car collection is the Bugatti Chiron, a true marvel of engineering that captivates both with its speed and its outer splendor. This car easily reaches 261 miles per hour and accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just about 2.5 seconds. The cost of such an iron beast reaches $3 million. And this is only the tip of the prince's expenses. In his garage, you can also find a Lamborghini Aventador, a McLaren P1, and a Rolls-Royce Phantom, each reflecting different facets of the heir's personality. The Aventador, boldness and explosive power. The P1, the embodiment of sporting spirit and hybrid technologies. And the Phantom, incomparable classic luxury and comfort. In this way, the prince demonstrates how many sides there are to his refined taste. His passion for comfort follows the prince into the skies as well. At his disposal are private aircraft, including an individually outfitted Airbus A380 and a Boeing 747. The Airbus, valued at around $450 million, looks more like a flying palace, with space for a concert hall and a Turkish bath. There is even a dedicated garage for cars. And why not? The Boeing 747, usually associated with large passenger transportation, has been transformed by the prince into a kind of secluded hive of luxury at cloud level. And it is hard to imagine a more eloquent testimony to his royal grandeur than owning such an aerial giant for personal use. However, the prince's drive for major projects has also left its mark on the world of sports. The world of English football was shaken when, through the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, he purchased Newcastle United for roughly $400 million. Before that, there had been rumors of an interest in Manchester United, but it was the Magpies who became the prince's new toy. Newcastle, long in the shadows, suddenly received colossal financial backing. In the year 2022, the club began actively developing, and fans everywhere wondered how high this team could rise. One thing is clear, the prince does not intend to settle for second place, which means the Magpies potentially have what it takes to make a thrilling leap toward trophies.
Prince Mohammed bin Salman does not simply buy clubs. He seeks to leave a powerful legacy on the global football stage. And with nearly unlimited resources at his disposal, he boldly hunts for the best players on the market to transform the team beyond recognition. The prince's ambitions, however, are not confined to football in a world of sheer luxury. His bottomless resources are often channeled into good causes, reflecting his influence in many spheres. Mohammed bin Salman is known for his generous donations and humanitarian initiatives. Yes, he loves to flaunt his wealth through lavish gifts that proclaim his royal status and power. A striking episode that rocked the social columns was the gift of diamond earrings worth about $500,000 to Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex. These were not just pieces of jewelry, but a truly sparkling gesture of attention that caused significant public resonance. Another memorable incident occurred in 2020 when the prince wanted to smooth over a misunderstanding with rapper Lil Wayne after problems at an airport. He gave him a luxurious Frank Muller watch and a stylish black Lamborghini. This was clearly not a case where an apology was limited to a polite letter. The prince prefers to present entire cars and expensive accessories to put his generosity on full display. Finally, we mustn't forget football. When the Saudi Arabian national team pulled off a sensation by defeating Argentina, every player received a Rolls-Royce Phantom as a gift, with each car worth about $500,000. These presents were not just a form of encouragement, but yet another proof that the prince adores spectacular gestures. Behind all this glitter also lies the crown prince's desire to make Saudi Arabia more open and progressive. His charitable activities are carried out through the Prince Mohammed bin Salman Foundation, better known as MISC. This foundation is designed to support youth and stimulate innovation. MISC focuses on priority fields such as education, culture, and technology in order to raise a new generation of creative, educated, and ambitious citizens. At the same time, education in MISC schools is not limited to a classic approach. It teaches the leaders of the future to think critically and boldly. Within MISC, there are several divisions, one of which is the MISC Art Institute, dedicated to the development of contemporary culture and art, and another is MISC Innovation, which supports aspiring entrepreneurs and promising startups. All these initiatives fit organically into the large-scale program of modernization and economic diversification in the country, which is striving to rid itself of a one-sided dependence on oil revenues. With the support of Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia also provides substantial assistance to Rohingya refugees forced to flee their homes in Myanmar. Many of them are in Bangladesh and Malaysia, and the prince has allocated more than $18 million for housing, medical needs, and education for these people. In addition, the prince provides humanitarian aid to Syrians. Tens and hundreds of millions of dollars have been invested in supporting refugees who have settled in Jordan, Turkey, and Lebanon, helping them survive difficult times. In his personal initiatives, Mohammed bin Salman also engages in curious acts. Once he paid off the debts of more than 150 prisoners whose only remaining punishment was unpaid loans. This action allowed them to be released and returned to their families. The greatest worldwide resonance was caused by the fact that it was Mohammed bin Salman who stood behind the decree allowing women to drive cars.
This historic decision became a symbol of breaking long-standing tradition and gave a powerful impetus to expanding women's rights and opportunities in the kingdom, fitting into the broader course of reforms under the banner of Vision 2030. Cultural life in the country is also undergoing significant changes. Now in Saudi Arabia, people can attend concerts featuring Western celebrities and watch films in open-air cinemas, something that became possible after a long ban on such events. Attracting popular artists and organizing all kinds of spectacular shows is not just about entertainment. It is part of a systemic policy aimed at creating a dynamic cultural environment and stimulating tourism interest. Looking ahead, it is worth noting that Saudi Arabia is now often a platform for major international sports and cultural events, from Formula One to the Dakar Rally, which testifies to its growing status on the world stage. Possessing colossal power and a flawless understanding of investment mechanisms, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman plays one of the key roles in the global financial arena. His measured policy and competent strategic investments help strengthen Saudi Arabia's economy, raising his own authority even higher. One cannot help but ask, where does so much money come from that one can afford fairy tale palaces, yachts, airplanes, sports clubs, and still engage in large-scale philanthropy? The answer lies in his origins. As a member of the House of Saud, he is at the epicenter of a gigantic oil empire, for Saudi Arabia possesses some of the richest oil reserves on the planet. Beginning in the 1930s, when oil was discovered in the country, the royal family's wealth grew at inconceivable rates. The national oil company Saudi Aramco is considered one of the most valuable corporations in the world. In the year 2019, its estimated value reached $2 trillion, a world record. By managing Saudi Aramco, Mohammed bin Salman controls a vast energy complex that affects global markets and economic processes in many countries. Furthermore, the royal family long ago understood the importance of diversifying income. Prince Mohammed heads Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which directs large sums into sectors such as technology, real estate, and entertainment. This strategy ensures steady capital growth and opens new horizons for Saudi Arabia in an era when the world is gradually moving away from fossil fuels. The country is rapidly emerging as a leading player in the sports world as well, channeling gigantic sums into high-profile projects. It all started with an agreement with World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, in 2017. The kingdom signed a 10-year contract paying about $100 million a year for grand shows. Since then, various international boxing matches, tennis tournaments, horse races, Formula One races, and huge investments in golf and football clubs have taken place. Such moves allow the kingdom to expand its economy and raise its profile on the international sports stage. At the same time, Saudi Arabia has made a loud statement on the football pitch, offering legendary players contracts of unimaginable size within the Saudi Pro League. Cristiano Ronaldo moved to Al Nassr from Manchester United with payments of around $600 million in 2023, triggering an entire chain of star transfers. Then, Ballon d'Or winner Karim Benzema and brilliant midfielder N'Golo Kanté joined, signing gigantic deals and choosing Al Ittihad in Jeddah, as well as Brazilian star Neymar. Lionel Messi, who many sports fans consider one of the greatest footballers of all time, signed a 3-year contract worth about $25 million to promote Saudi Arabia's tourism potential through his own social media channels. The prince's deeds are by no means limited to sheer economic power. He has long proven that he knows how to skillfully build political and diplomatic relations at the highest level. As crown prince, he effectively shapes Saudi Arabia's foreign policy, and every meeting he has with world leaders and major corporations comes under close scrutiny from the international press. The prince regularly takes part in negotiations and forums with key players, from famous Silicon Valley entrepreneurs like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg to presidents of world powers, including President Trump or Vladimir Putin. In this way, Saudi Arabia, led by the crown prince, balances between traditional Western allies, strengthening ties with Russia and China, while also seeking to maintain and increase its influence in the very heart of the Middle East. Prince Mohammed bin Salman sees the kingdom's future not merely as a local player, but as one of the global hubs for big business, cutting-edge technology, and vibrant cultural life. One of the most ambitious projects that embodies the prince's boldness and far-sightedness is the mega project NEOM, launched in 2017. NEOM is not just another city, but a breakthrough concept of what the future of humanity might look like. The plan is for the city to stretch for 170 kilometers along the Red Sea coast, from the northern part of Saudi Arabia near Egypt through the Gulf of Aqaba and down to the southern borders with Jordan. According to the design, around 9 million people will be able to live there, accommodated in gigantic skyscrapers 500 meters high. The total cost is estimated at $1 trillion, something with no analogs on Earth. But NEOM, and especially its section called The Line, are being designed not simply as futuristic buildings. These initiatives combine the most advanced environmental technologies, autonomous transport systems, and a unique infrastructure where the main priority is people, their comfort and well-being. The project's ideology implies full use of renewable energy sources, an unprecedented level of convenience, and the attraction of geniuses from all over the world to solve global challenges. Behind all this magnificence and luxury undoubtedly stands the outstanding personality of Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who not only bathes in unimaginable wealth but also shapes a new vector for all of Saudi Arabia. Bringing the concept of Vision 2030 to life, he deliberately leads the country along a path of serious transformation and innovation. Prince Salman remains one of the most remarkable figures of our time. He combines the image of a chief reformer while simultaneously astounding the world with examples of incredible luxury, turning each of his actions into a memorable event. If this story impressed you and you want to learn about other equally captivating tales of famous and insanely wealthy individuals, and in general about everything that is the most expensive and luxurious, then subscribe to the channel for the richest. There will be plenty of similarly fascinating content here.